Welcome back. I'm here with Stephen Crabb flying for the Irish team. Morning, Stephen.
Good morning.
It's your first Grand Prix.
It is, yeah. It's the first one. It's very convenient for me because it's here in Shimanuk, where I come from.
You must be very proud to have the event here.
Extremely proud, and the guys are doing a great job organising it. It's always has teething problems for the first major event that's been held here, but they've got a great team.
And you said you saw a little bit of the highlights from yesterday on your website.
Yeah, we're the guys who did the SGP.aero website. Output 42 is our company. It's not our main thing, but we've been involved in gliding websites for a few years now.
You definitely are Stephen, aren't you? Because you've got a twin brother who's a
I'm
glider.
definitely Stephen, yeah. The grumpy one is Paul, and he's over in the UK.
So yesterday, the conditions, no clouds. Tell me a bit about yesterday.
Yesterday was an interesting day. We started under cumulus, so climbing up to get started was no problem, although I think we had to wait for some guys to climb up, which is fair, I think. And the start was good, but straight into the blue and essentially gaggle flying for the rest of the day. Out at the far turn point to the east, we hit some cumulus, which was nice for a while, and then back into the blue. And a tricky, weak final glide, but essentially no problem. A bit longer than we'd normally expect for an SGP, but a great day nonetheless.
A bit controversial at the end.
A bit controversial, yeah. The finish line wasn't quite where people expected it to be, and I think a lot of people missed it. And in my opinion, I think that maybe to sort it out, they should just extend the finish line for yesterday, a kilometre either way, and that would catch everyone with a valid finish. And I think that would be a fair way to do it. But it's not down to me. It's down to the organisers.
And today, conditions for today, Stephen?
It's going to be blue and tricky and difficult today, I think. Yeah.
You've not seen the task yet, of course.
I haven't seen the task. No, we haven't had the briefing yet, so I hope it won't be too tricky, but we'll see.
Okay. Well, have a great day in the sky.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. It's a brand new day here in Wrocław in Poland, and it's the FAI Sailplane Grand Prix, and this is day 2. pulling away now. This is it. We're into the final few seconds of this race. It has been a sprint, like we said, like Magic said, 100-meter sprint for the final. 2:9:29. Herman Luckner on 164 meters above the ground with a speed of 165 kilometers an hour, powering forward. But on the fight back, here comes world champion Sebastian Carver now passing by from the Woodjick. It's Luckner against Sebastian Carver for the final, but it looks like it's going to be Herman Lucknick from Germany now, firing down half a kilometre to go. 165 kilometres an hour. Sebastian Carver, world champion, left it too late. Only 0.1 of a kilometre to go. There comes the big red banner. The virtual finish line is almost in the sights. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Herman Luckner from Germany has finished, and he is through and takes the win here in the second day of the Sailplane Grand Prix, live from Wrocław. What an incredible final race and final few kilometres that was, Magic. For the last few hours, we've got a task together. The gliders are now almost all in the sky right now, and we're getting ready for the start of the race. I'm joined in the studio by Mikko Rotso. Is that correct, your name?
Yeah, Michael.
Michael Rotso.
Michael.
Welcome to the studio. Are you a bit nervous first time?
Yeah, I was a bit nervous, and it's very hot, so it's a very hard day.
You've been out there in the field on the grid. Tell us what you were doing. What were you doing out there just now?
Oh, I'm doing everything on a grid, but there's a lot of people, and we have a lot of starts and a lot of job, hard job.
You have to coordinate the start, and I suppose you're looking after safety as well, making sure you haven't got people where they shouldn't be.
Yeah, it's very important. The safety first, so...
Yeah. There's a lot of moving parts with the aircraft, the toll planes, the cables.
A lot of gliders.
A lot of gliders, very close together. People moving around.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's busy out there. We went out to try and do an opening video for today's events, and I think we did all right. We didn't cause any trouble, and we didn't get in any trouble either, I don't think. So here's how it goes. What we've got, the overall standings overnight. Currently in third place from Poland after 2 races, Thomas Dull. Second place, Herman Luckner from Germany, and the overnight leader, and in the lead as we're going to this third task of the event, world champion Sebastian Carver. Now, because of the conditions, the meteorologist has been checking around all the area to see just to see these sailplanes, these gliders. Let's have a look at what they're doing. If we can get maybe a side-on view of what's going on with our pilots waiting around the start line. 17 of these pilots from, I think we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, I think 7?
17.
Yeah, 17 in total. Is it 7 from Poland, or is it 9 from Poland? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 from Poland, 7 from Germany, and one from Lithuania. And I'm not calling, we've got one from Ireland as well. So that's how we...
Stevens.
Yes.
He's from Poland.
Yeah, well, he's Polish now with a very strong Irish accent with a little bit of a Polish tint. So let's just have a look. We can see on the screen the big green band going across the screen. That's the start line. And when you see it green, that means you're looking at it on the right side. If something's red, if you see a panel, you're looking at it from the back side. So green there, looking north, we can see that's where we've taken off. You can see the ribbon, the green ribbon where we're taking off, and the pilots circling around. We've got on the screen right now in the bottom left, Romeo Oscar, and he's at 1,500 meters. Yeah, just not much of a climb. There's good height, good altitude right now.
He's good.
Distance left, 105. Yeah, not started the race yet. So from Germany, Michael Petzoy, Romeo Oscar, just one of our pilots, preparing for a start. And we've got a start time in just over
in
1 minute. Yeah. So do you fly much, Michael? Are you out there much on a week-to-week basis? How much flying have you done? How much experience do you have?
Oh, not so much. New 100 hours, so it's not too much. So it's basic.
I was watching some footage earlier of our great editor and director in the studio. His training is stall recovery training. That was quite interesting. Diving down, turning, pulling it back
it's
out.
Very interesting exercise.
Yeah. All right, so we've got to start in about a minute. Let's back to the main screen. Let's have a look at what's going on with the altitudes above sea level. At the top right now with a good climb, he's at 1,600 meters. That's higher than we had anybody yesterday. Lowest down at the bottom, just below 1,000 meters. So
1,000.
we should, with this...
It's very high.
Yeah. With today's weather and with this, a lot of humidity with the water in the ground, that should give us some thermal activity, shouldn't it?
It should be. It should be a lot of thermals, but... we will see.
So what would we expect? It's just over 100 meters. That's not going to be long. About an hour, do you think, for this race?
For this race?
Yeah.
It could be 1 hour, maybe 1.5.
Yeah.
It could be tricky because the weather is... we have a lot of thunderstorms expected. So,
right.
It will be the most dangerous today, I think so.
Yes. What, because of the proximity with each other, or?
Could you...
what would be dangerous?
Thunderstorms will be dangerous because in that case we cannot fly.
Yeah. Well, it says the start gate is open, so that must mean that we're getting ready to cross the line. Can we zoom into the start and have a look? Let's get down there and see what's going on. So, start gate is open, so it looks like we're just... nobody's going, not going for it yet. They're just circling around, maybe getting a bit more altitude. Yeah. Are they waiting for the instruction from the race director to begin? Do you think? Or?
I think that we have start open, so they should know that.
Okay.
It's open.
So Golf Papa Sierra out on his own there, middle of the screen, and the rest of the pack up on the top right-hand corner. A GOL is down there as well. So the start gate is open, up at 1,500 meters. Highest right now, Sebastian Carver, 1,800, 582.
He's going down, so I think that he started. Where is P? Where is he?
Let's have a look now. We've got a squeaky chair there. We'll have to try and keep a little bit still on that for the start delayed. The start has been delayed. So I wonder if that could be some weather conditions around. The delayed of the start. Nothing's happening just yet.
We don't have any information yet, so we have to wait.
Keep an eye on that. So 105 meters, great big final last night. An excellent race. We had the dash for the finish line with these three pilots. I think we've actually got last night's finish available to show you. Let's see if we can bring that onto the screen and show you the last night's second heat, the second task of this week for the Grand Prix, the FAI Grand Prix of Sailplane. We had the intense final last night, and we're going to We're going to get that on screen and show you while we're just waiting for the start of this race, this task for today. And a warm welcome back to the studio here in Shermanoff. It is the third day of the Sailplane Grand Prix, and we're just about a minute away from the start of the action here. Let's have a look at what's going on down by the start line. We've got the 17 pilots. There they are. Great shot from the side of these pilots circling round, getting their altitude, rates of climb. Got some big ones there over on the right. Look at that. Bogdan, we were talking to him a few minutes ago at the start line. He had a rate of climb just a moment ago of 6 meters a second. Let's get those heights above sea level, the ASLs. Let's get those on. There we go. And we have there Zdzisław Bednarchuk at the top with 1,587. Next, Thomas Dull came in. Well, he's currently third overnight with 1,590.
Same altitude.
Yeah. So it's good height to start the race. Short race, 105.2. If you've just joined us and you've never seen a Sailplane Grand Prix before, it's like a yacht race. It's like a big dash over the start line, round the turn points, and the first one over the line is the winner. And last night we had that crazy dash for the line with 3 pilots almost neck and neck as we went through the finish line. The day before it was very close. There was about 30 seconds between the first and the second. So you can see, can we switch to that side view again and you'll see this beautiful shot from the Silent Wings. Yeah, this great shot here. Now we get the ribbons on there. We can see the historic flight, the history of what they've been, how they're climbing, if they're not climbing at all. Looks all about stationary. 37 looks down there a little bit. Good. Spielberg, 1400. Everybody though has got good height. Everybody's above 1,300 feet, 1,300 meters. Should I say?
Very good altitude.
Yeah. So you could estimate with a glide rate of 50 to 1, if my maths is correct, with this flight of 105 meters, from 2,000 meters, they could make it all the way around.
2 thermals and the race could be very short. So it depends on thermals.
Yes.
Only one thermal to win.
Incredible, eh?
Yeah.
All about the weather.
But this is the theory, so...
We were talking a little bit earlier today about the World Air Games in Dubai in 2015, and they had parallel racing there, which was no thermal activity. It was just straight down the track, turn round and back, 2 gliders side by side.
Yeah.
Incredible race. I've not seen that since then either. So we are in Shermanoff here in Wrocław. How's that? Good pronunciation?
Very good.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah. And it is the home of the World Games, which is coming to this historic part of Poland on the 19th of July. Lots of different sports, lots of different activities, and you can check out the page of the International World Games, should I say, and see what's going to be happening here in Poland. And for all the updates and information of what's happening in this race and this championships, you can look again on the Facebook pages of Aero Club Wrocław and the FAI Sailplane Grand Prix pages as well, and also on the Facebook page of the FAI.
Okay.
Here we go.
It
Start.
was opened or not? Not yet.
Oh, so you just interrupted me for no reason. Okay.
Half minute.
So we've got to the top. Sorry, we just say at the top there. Start in 30 seconds. So it says, and it looks like Romeo Oscar is going for it. He's halfway in the green panel. Michael Petzoid. No, he's not. Just the angle we're looking at. So the start has not been called. So do you know how they call the start? Is it from the ground? Is somebody telling them? Well, it looks like we're getting a 3, 2, 1. It looks like it's open.
Right. It will be in a few seconds.
I just heard it now from the director. We've got a countdown from him telling us that it's on. Race is on. So we can see everybody now moving across to the west. So it looks like, for me, for my untrained eye, it looks like they should be going north now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. We've got a northwest
going
travel.
west.
Yes. So why is that then? Because the first start gate is up there, kind of northeast, isn't it? So maybe there's some prevailing wind, or maybe people who are watching who know the sport very well are saying it's obvious why they're doing that, Regan. but it's only my third day commentating here on the race, so it looks like nobody's heading up towards the track yet on that north travel. So we'll find out in a minute what's happening. It looks like they're circling back. Have we got another false start? Have they been held again?
No, we have a confirmation that start is open, so from our director. He's here.
So we have a 1 minute delay.
No.
A 1 minute delay on the start of the race.
I don't know what is going on.
Let's zoom in a little bit closer, because it looks from this angle that they're actually over the start line. Maybe we need to get a bit closer in. Oh, there we go. We are over the start line and making an early dash. 29.29er is Herman Lecter. He came in first last night, so he's feeling confident. He's feeling good about what he's doing. Let's get his details on the bottom of the screen for Herman. Let's just have a look at his stats of what's going on right now. So he's at 1,300 meters, traveling 150 kilometers an hour. Sinking a lot though, minus 3 now.
-3.
Yeah, that's why he's got good speed. He's on his first leg.
-4.
-4 now.
And he's going down.
Yeah, down at 1,200. And we can see, we'll just take our eyes over to the right, the highest pilot we've got there is at 14. So Herman making that big dash. Is everybody else sinking as well?
Yeah, can you see a table with a...
Yes, let's just see what's going on here now. All right, so 3 kilo being followed by Papa. 3 kilo is Stanisław Wurbel.
Yes.
At 1,200 meters, being followed by Sebastian Karber. Let's get closer in at the action. It's a great shot, isn't it?
And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 10 gliders in the same place.
Yeah. So the early start from 29, Herman Luca and Oscar Rolf Geitzman is off as well. And look how quick it is to that first turn point. It's only 7 meters away.
Yeah,
7 kilometers from the start.
Yeah, it's a Trebnica. It's not so far away from here.
How do these gliders compare to what you fly? Like,
oh, it's very different.
Very different.
It's.
Do you fly just one type, or do you fly different types?
Different types, but this is like it's not very. We have a ratio like 30-1, so.
Wow, so it's a big difference. Almost half of these.
Yeah, it's a big difference. So.
Yeah. Incredible difference, eh?
Yeah. It's a basic. So.
You'd be on the ground by now if you set off with these conditions.
I don't know.
No, I'm joking.
Today we had a test flight, so with,
the sniffer.
Yeah. Yes.
Who was the sniffer today?
Jacek today was a sniffer.
Okay, so time to turn this first left-hand turn. Let's have a look. Time to turn. It's probably going to be about 4 kilometers now. Let's see. Let's grab that information for you. Here we are, 3 kilometers. So 29er and Oscar Golf, Herman Lunker and Rolf Gertzman, both neck and neck. Sebastian Karber's there as well, and Stanisław Wurbel is also right at the front. It's almost like a sprint, this race, just over 100 kilometers.
Yeah, it's the shortest race possible.
Is it?
Yeah, the shortest is 100 kilometers due to regulations, FAA.
And normally it would be around 400, would it?
400 or more.
Yeah. What's the longest race you can do?
I don't know, maybe 700.
Really?
Maybe.
That's a long time to sit there.
No, it should be very good conditions, so it will be a few hours. But today we have pure conditions and expected thunderstorms, so due to safety, we have only 105.
It's hot out there as well today, isn't it? Now with the rain this morning, the humidity has certainly shot up.
We had the rainfall.
So would you expect to have cumulus building now with all this water evaporating?
Yeah, we have a lot of towering cumulus in here, and at the west of the airfield. So
Well, we're round that first turn. What's it called? Trebnik?
Trebnica.
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 Yeah.
I've been working a little bit on my pronunciation of some of these
It's very good.
pilots. Let's try. This one's an easy one. Łukasz Wojcik.
Wojcik, yes, exactly.
And Zdzisław Bednarchuk.
Yes,
Bednarchuk. That first name is difficult for an English person. The Zdisław.
It's Zdzisław.
Zdzisław.
Yeah, very good.
Thank you. I've had to write it down phonetically here on my on my sheet. And the village we're in is Szymanów.
Yeah, it's Szymanów.
In the town and in the city of Wrocław.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yes,
very good.
Not bad, eh? Not bad for an English.
I saw your movie from them today morning.
Yes.
Yeah, Wrocław.
I think
very funny.
I think each day that I do it changes a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
Wrocław. Anyway, we'll get there by the end of it. We'll just have to make sure whoever does the final edit of the event, they only use the good ones.
Yeah.
Wrocław.
Yeah.
Do a voiceover for it as well. Look at them go now. Time to turn on this next one, heading to this second turn of the event. Time to turn is going to be, as we flick across, 31 kilometres, 30 kilometres now, down to the next one. And Herman, there's not much in it, is there really? There's not much time with a race this short. There's not much tactic you can use. You've just got to go for it, haven't you?
Yeah, just to fly as fast as possible.
But down at everybody now is everybody less than 1,000 meters? Let's have a look at those ASLs. We know
Yeah, Herman is below 1,000.
He is.
Everyone
Everyone's down.
almost.
So everybody's lost 600 meters.
Oh, yeah.
And there's not much of a spread. What I noticed on the previous races, we had sometimes 500, 600, 700 meters between the top and the bottom. Now look at it, it's 816 versus 8, so it's less than
100 meters.
Less than 80
difference.
meters. So not much in it at all, eh? But at this rate, I think with my untrained eye, they're going to need some thermal activity to get through this course.
Yeah, I think so.
87 kilometers left and less than 1,000 meters. You don't have to be an expert to know that's not going to work. So there is going to be some searching and some finding. Already, Sierra 2. I've noticed like a couple of days he likes to go off on his own a little bit and just see what's going on. Sierra 2 is... Where is he? Sierra 2 is... I should remember who it was.
Mark.
Yeah, Mark Lehmann, Germany. He's off on his own there. So is he looking for something? Does he think he can find something over there? And down here at the bottom, Gol, G-O-L, who is, of course, Gol, G-O-L is...
Adam Czelacki.
Yeah, Adam.
The first position.
Yeah. Now, Adam, he had a crash, did he? No, who have we got in the wheelchair?
Yeah, it's Adam.
It's Adam. Yes, we did have a crash. That's how he ended up in a wheelchair there. And I think only a couple of months after that he won his first championship.
I don't know. So
yeah, I was talking with Alex last night. I think it was something to do with just caught the wingtip on landing, which caused obviously a bad tumble and crash. And I'm not sure of his situation, whether he's permanently in that wheelchair. Is it a permanent situation? Do we know?
I think so.
Right. Well, he's competing, and he's been doing well. He's won a few competitions, and he's here now, and he's competed. So hats off to him. Well done, my friend. Right, look, here we are. The game is on. Sierra 2 making a dash for that second turn point. The rest of the pack, the gaggle, as we'll probably call it, the 16, are looking for a bit more energy. Can we see the rate of climb? There we go.
GPS is also going. The next point.
Yeah.
But everyone is looking for a thermal.
Well, they've got some over here. Look, 1.8, 1.4, 1.5. Sebastian Caber has found something
3
nice.
meters. Oh, 4, 5.
It's almost like he's got a bird's sense of the conditions. Yeah. Every sport, especially air sports, always throws up one or two people who just seem to have supernatural ability at doing what they do. From my background and the other sports that I commentate, you always find there's always one or two people who just are not just good, but who are exceptionally good. They seem to have a special sense of what's going on. So Sebastian Carver, now 3.2 meters climb, and we have to be careful how we read those climb rates, of course, because as you get into some thermal activity, you might pull back and get a sudden increase, which gives a false reading.
Yeah, but only for a moment you can increase your rate of climb, but the average is very good. It's more than 2 meters, so...
But what I'm suggesting is that 6 and 7 we saw a few seconds ago, that's just entering the activity, isn't it? That's just what we're getting there. But he is at the top on the, well, he was on the climb. Distance to turn, 22 kilometers. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are watching throughout the world, give us a little message on the live feed on YouTube or on Facebook, on the Facebook page. Let us know you're there. We had some great comments coming through yesterday. People really enjoyed the show and enjoyed the commentary as well, especially that final. So let us know where you are, who you are, and what you think of it. So, what's happening? Tell us, Michael.
Mark Lehen, he's at 700, so he's quite low.
And we've got we have Łukasz Wojciech down on less than 700. 650.
Yes, but he is going up. Where is he? He's
there he is. 0.4 meters a second on his way. So he's dropping a bit now. I'm going to keep saying his name because I've been practicing it. Łukasz Wojciech. Is that right?
Yeah, it's right.
Thank you very much. Next turn point in 22 kilometers for Łukasz. Here he is, and he's chasing
for Mark.
Yeah, chasing Mark. I was talking to Mark this morning as well. He looks quite young, Mark. He said he's been racing 25 years. I didn't think he was that old. Big change in the weather, that big storm that came through. But it's hot. Is this normal temperature for Poland at this time of year?
Yeah. It's normal. We have almost June, so...
We had these temperatures in the UK once in 1872. 300 years ago. No, I'm joking. It was a warm weather there as well. I've just come from Dubai where it was over 40 degrees.
Yeah.
That's why we all escape for the summertime. All right, look at this. Great shot from the cabin. Bogdan, is that correct?
Yes, Bogdan.
Bogdan Doroshko. All right, there's carving left-hand turn. At the moment, a winner on the altitude with a big difference from number 1 to number 17. Sebastian Carver at 1,200 meters and Gert Spielberg at 544. Massive difference in altitude.
Yeah, but that's Bogdan Doroshko and who is GPS and Mark, they are very low, but they are very close to the next turn point. Yeah. But Sebastian Carver, he is very high, and
let's get in there. Let's get in with 29.
It could be interesting.
Yeah. All right. So heading now in a southwest direction. Sebastian Carver, Papa, being followed by Alfa Romeo Gintos Zub, our 737 pilot from Ryanair. So it'll be charging people for biscuits and snacks.
But Gintas, he's 300 meters lower than Sebastian.
Yeah. It's a massive change, isn't it? Let's have a look at the rates of climb. Stefan Trapp.
-1.
4.2 meters. Stefan Trapp. Uniform 2.
Where is he?
He's just, rate of climb is at number 1. I'm not quite sure he is in the pack. Let's have a look at... There he is.
In thermal.
Time to turn. Let's have a look at time to turn. See where he is compared to everybody else.
28 kilometers.
Yeah.
To turn.
So he's at... he's 28. But the best. Look at the difference there. Bogdan's 10 kilometers in front of him. And Łukasz Wojciech is 10 kilometers in front as well. Look at the difference. 11 kilometers between these two groups. That's soon
after a few minutes only.
Yeah. So the speeds, well, let's get the top on there. Distance to turn. Let's get GPS on the bottom left. And let's also get 17 on the bottom right. So let's have a look at those two differences there. GPS and GOL. Look at that. Well done. The director was there before he even finished it. So look, 529 meters from the leader, 963 from the last place. Speeds. Wojciech, 126 That's 120. But Adam there, Adam Chalatsky, that's right. He's looking for something now, isn't he? He's not moving at all. No forward speed.
We don't have a signal from him.
Right.
For now.
So in the lead, Golf Papa Sierra, Łukasz Wojciech, 520 meters. He's going to need to find some altitude soon. He's got another 75 kilometers to go.
He's very low.
He's very low.
500 meters only.
Let's get in and find out where he is. Golf Papa Sierra. Let's zoom in on this pitch. There he is. See what's going on. He's searching. Looking round for something. He's going to need something now. 470 meters.
And Bogdan is below 500.
Yeah. Look at the change. It's almost 1,000 meters difference now between the top people at the top and people at the bottom. What would be your decision height to say, okay, that's enough? Either turn on the engine or go land somewhere.
For me, 500 meters, but
500 meters.
For them, maybe 200.
Wow. And we've got a change on the finish line now, haven't we? It's 100 meters minimum.
Of altitude?
Yeah, that's what I said in the briefing this morning. We got a message through, sorry, I can't remember your name. I think it was Adam last night on the Facebook page. He was putting a few comments, and he was suggesting that the whole point of the GP is to make it appealing to the members of the public, and he was putting a case forward for having the final right over the top of the airfield at a lot more altitude instead of having these low approaches. How do you feel about that? The difference between crossing the line above our heads at like 1,000 meters or doing what we're doing now, these low approaches. How do you feel?
Oh, I think that it depends on regulations, because everything is described by it, and we have the lowest altitude. It was 30 meters in that case.
It was 30 meters yesterday.
Yeah,
100 today. They've changed it for today.
But there was some misunderstanding with that in that case. And
I think I'd always want a little bit more altitude on my side than a bit less. One thing you don't want in aviation is to run out of altitude and ideas at the same time. You want to keep flying, that's the plan. All right, down at the bottom now. Let's have a look at these above sea level results, see what we've got going on.
Łukasz Wojciech he's still below 500.
We've got Bogdan's down almost at 300 meters now.
Oh, it's very low.
Yeah. Sebastian Carver is 1,000 meters above him.
Well, it's safe altitude.
Yeah. That's why he's world champion.
Exactly.
He's a doctor. That's his profession. That's what he does for a living. You'll know quite a few of these pilots personally. You'll know his close friends, no?
No, not so much.
You don't drink with them?
No, they don't drink.
Nobody does. They're all athletes, of course.
Yeah.
And all right, so Golf Papa Sierra on the screen there. Let's have a look at the rate of climb.
It's 0, but we don't have a signal from him. Stanisław. 5 meters up.
And rate of climb. Look at that shot. It's an incredible shot, isn't it? Showing these, the ribbon is if you're just watching this for the first time, those big swirls of colour are the trail that the pilot has taken, so you can get a visualization of whether they're sinking or climbing, the history of what they've just done. And look at the climb there of you two as we pass underneath. So distance left 87 kilometers. Let's have a look at the distance to turn. He's on it again, our friend in the studio here, before he even finished speaking. Bogdan at 17 meters to the next turn. Everybody's at 17. Stefan Trapp down there, 28 meters. So kilometers, should I say. We've got 11 kilometers between the ones at the front and the ones at the back. But this altitude is what we need to be keeping our eye on right now. Stefan Trapp doing good, 1,300 meters. So we've got, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 or 9, so half the pack above 1,200 meters right now, with 76 to go. So it's not there yet for a dash for the finish line, but...
Oh no. It's very interesting because everyone have a different strategy. I think so.
Yeah. Now, Wojciech's managed to find something. He's back up almost at 500 meters. Look at Sierra 2 there with that history of that flight, that climb. Quite an interesting shot. Up at 1,000 meters now.
1.5 rate of climb for Sierra 2.
If you just joined us, a very good afternoon. It is just coming up on 5 minutes past 4:16:05 here in Shumanov for the third day of the FAI Sailplane Grand Prix. And what an exciting couple of days it's been. We had the awards ceremony for the first 2 days, the overnight leaders, and taking the win on day one was Sebastian Carver. There was a controversial day that was. We were talking about, first of all, we thought everybody missed the finish line, but looking in the FAI rules, it's what's marked on the ground which is important, not the coordinates you've got in your computer. So that means that everybody actually did finish the line, and Sebastian Carver takes the win day one. Day two, last night, big dash for the line there with the German Hermann Lugner ahead, full speed, came from third, finished up crossing the line a few seconds before everybody else. And here we are in day three, and he is currently... Let's have a look at time to turn, see where we are in that leaderboard. So...
14 kilometers.
Yeah, 14 kilometers, but for Herman, he's down at 22. And
oh, he's below 5. Oh.
Yeah, and Sebastian Carver, 19 kilometers to go. Overall standings overnight after 2 days. Third, Thomas Dull. Second, Hermann Luther. First, Sebastian Carver as we head through the week. And it's all coming to the final, the grand final of this series, the fifth of this series, which is going to be in January in Chile. And I think we're going to get 2 people from this Grand Prix who are going to qualify for that. I heard there might be 3 people who qualify. I'm not exactly sure how that works, how the qualification works, but I'll try and find out before the end of the week and let you know. Down on the bottom of the screen, last night's winner, Hermann, 1,000 meters, 145 kilometers an hour. Bit of a sink going on. We're in the cockpit now with Hermann.
Next turn point, flown 20 kilometers.
Yeah, he's flown 26.3 kilometers. Average speed of 72.1. I was very fortunate last night at the end when we came back to the studio. The CEO of the air club here, Alex, took me for a flight round, having a look at the area. We did a bit of a circuit in one of the aircraft, one of the many aircraft he seems to own here. And we were taking some footage for the production, which I'm sure we'll have for you at some point. Anyway, this live action, where we are now. What's happening, Michael? Rolf.
What do you have now?
Rolf Oscar Golf. He's not in the lead right now. Closest to the next turn point is, it looks like it is Zdzisław Bednarchuk at 17.5 kilometers, and he's in 0 Zulu Bravo. Where is it? Oh, there he's kind of...
Zulu Bravo.
Can't quite see him on the screen, can you?
Maybe he's in a different group.
Maybe he's in a different group or a different colour.
They separate in 2 groups.
Ah, there we go. There he is. It's coming out of the thermal now. And it's checking it on the screen of where he is. Rolf Gertzmann, 16.5 in Oscar Golf. That's the closest to the next turn point. So distance left, 76 from a total of 105. So we've flown more or less 30 kilometers. So we're at a third of the way through, just less than a third of the way through. 30% of the task is done.
Only.
Yeah. It looks like everybody's just looking for a bit of altitude now, aren't they? This is where we are. A lot of different directions going on the screen. And what we're looking at there, that's the previous turn point, isn't it, on the screen? That's
it's the previous point.
That's where we just come from. Yeah. So, altitude, 1,200 versus 350. Look at
350,
Gert
yeah.
down at 350. How did he get himself down there?
7. It's close to GPS.
Yeah. Not much in it, eh? Below 500 meters. Gert signal back 341. What's he doing? He's still sinking. His speed is increasing. Altitude 339, 340. Wojciech 500. Gert 37. Is he heading for a landing, do you think?
I don't think so. 1 meters of rate of climb, so it's quite. Well, now it's only 0. So
do they all have an engine they can use?
Yeah, I think
everyone
so.
at this standard would have. So there's not. We wouldn't expect to see anybody landing out. No.
Why not? We can see because you have some altitude to start the engine, so it could happen that it will be not possible to start. Yeah.
And we've got a couple of people flying with a jet engine.
Yeah, only one glider.
Is it just one?
Only, I think so.
Because actually yesterday I said it was one, and Magic said no, it's 2. Oh, okay. So now I said we have a couple.
So two or one?
The German, which German on the? Is it the anti-Alice? I'm not sure. Do you know which one has the jet?
I've never seen that engine, so
we'll have to try and have a look at it. It'll be good to see. Actually, I think
we have to take some photos.
I think it might be the same engine which Yves Rossi uses, Jetman, the Jetman project with his 4 jet engines. I think that's what I was being told, but I could be wrong. It's all speculation. We'll try and find out for you. All right, back to the action. Let's have a look at what's going on. What information have we got on the screen? We've got the time to distance of 10 kilometers. Mark Linnen's coming, attacked from the front and behind. Herman Luca is in second place, time to distance. Let's have a look at the altitudes. What's going on with the altitude? It's all over the place right now. We've got altitude above sea level down at the bottom. Boglan is on 344, but at the top, well, we've lost signal from a couple. We'll wait for that to come back to confirm, but definitely Herman, last night's winner, on just short of 1,200 meters. So looks like everybody's gathering around now looking for
the same place.
Yeah. Let's have a look at the rates of climb then, see what's going on there. Let's see, we've got Gerd on 2.1, Rolf 2.3. So they're looking 2 distinct groups, one to the west, one to the east.
2 groups, and there is Sierra too.
Where is Sierra? Is he going for it?
We don't have a signal for now from him, but he is close to next turn point. Oh, yeah, it's here.
Oh, yeah, and Stephen Crabbe, he's way away. He's all the way down south somewhere.
Good altitude.
Yeah. Sierra 2, yeah, 1,000 meters more or less.
And for now, I think he's a leader.
Distance to turn. Can we see distance to turn? Yeah,
we have 7.7.
He's 7 kilometers in front. He's got good altitude.
Good, yeah.
Distance left, 66. Still needs a bit more height to finish off. He's going to need some thermal activity to
He's close.
Yeah. 129 kilometers an hour. Mark Linnen. Lennon? Do we say Lenin?
It's a German.
Yes, a German one. You can. I'll find out. I'll ask him afterwards. Let's see how he carries on there. So 7 kilometers in the lead as we attack this next turn point. Our second, or is it the third? Second turn point or third turn point?
It will be the second.
The second turn point. So look at him go. 1, 2. Yeah, the second turn point. Okay, back in then. Let's see. And look, yeah, what's happened there with Stephen?
With Stephen?
Yeah, he seems to have been down there for a long time. I don't know what he's doing.
Maybe he's. Oh.
Is he heading back?
Yeah.
Or maybe
going back.
He lost altitude. Maybe he started his engine.
Yeah, he was at 300 meters. Yeah. So maybe he's using now an engine and then going back to.
Interesting. All right, and so time to turn. Stephen Crabbe for Ireland there, a twin brother. He's heading back. So 4 kilometers for Mark, 11 Herman, Sebastian Carver, 11 as well. Now, don't diss these two yet. Last night, I think Herman was 11 kilometres behind the leader with about 10 minutes to go, and he came whizzing through and just took the lead. So there's lots of playing still to be done here, eh?
Yeah.
On a normal weekly basis, is there tasks every weekend? Is somebody flying every weekend like this in a group?
In here?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. There's only a few pilots that they are like competitors, and it depends on the weather.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't have a task. Everyone is flying like he wants, so.
Okay. So the competition really is different.
Yeah, it's a Grand Prix.
Yeah. All right, so 2 kilometers to the second turn. And let's just, I think we'll switch to full screen at the moment. And then we can just take our studio off the screen at the moment to get a better picture of what's going on. So if we just give you the full image without the studio shot, we can see.
But, yeah.
Just get.
GPS and 37, I think that they are going home.
Right, it looks like they decided to switch on those engines and head on back. So, let's see where we are. Let's just recalibrate on this quick race. What we've been doing the other days is doing a little bit of coverage and then taking a break and then coming back. But I think it's too much action right now. I think we need to stick with it and see what's actually happening and where we are. Here we go, back on. Mark is past his turn point. So as long as he's turning somewhere inside that circle, he's okay, yes?
I think so.
That's the rules. You have to be inside of it, yeah? So he's managed to do that. And distance to...
Next turn point?
Yes, distance to his next turn point is a short one, isn't it? It's less... Is that
12 kilometers.
Yes.
It's very short.
Yeah.
Like.
Okay, well, we're just going to leave you with the. We're just going to leave you with this footage right now. We're back with the studio commentary in about 2 minutes' time. Yeah, it's just one. And welcome back to the studio here in Shermanhof for the Grand Prix, the FAI Grand Prix of Sailplane Championships here in Wrocław. We've got some exciting news for you. We were on standby all this morning because of the thunderstorms, but we've got some more, Michael, yeah?
Yeah, we have a thunderstorm and some gliders are coming back to us, and 7 gliders?
I think we've got 7. Yeah. If we can get the screen on, let's have a look and see what's going on with the gliders that are heading back our way. Our fantastic director Marta has brought us some up-to-the-minute information there of what's going on, and we can see they've found themselves a thunderstorm. So we've got 7 heading back. So I'm a bit out of my depth now about knowing who's where and what's going on. How do we know which ones are heading back straight here, and how do we know which ones are still in the race? Do we know? Can we tell that?
Who is going home?
Yes.
I think that Steven.
We can't tell, no. All right,
Where's
so
Steven? He was the first. That
he was.
turned back to us. He's
There
here.
he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can look out the window and maybe he's here.
And we've lost signal as well from nearly all of the
Yeah,
pilots.
very low. So
There we go. Here comes the signal again. So, I don't know what's going on. Do you?
it's the weather. So
Yes, but I mean, do we know if there's still some people racing, or is everybody just heading back?
I think that Mark Lehen, Sierra 2,
Yes.
he's racing, and we don't have a look. Yeah, he's here, and he's in a thermal, but it's only 0.5.
Yeah. So do we know did you have the location of the storm on your phone?
Yeah, I have a radar.
So you can tell us if we just zoom out a little bit so we can see the whole task on the screen. Let's see if we can get the whole task on the screen. There we go.
Yeah, and the storm is below our third point, Ścinawa,
Right.
and the south of Ścinawa.
The third point here.
No, it's the second. The third is Ścinawa.
The fourth?
With number 4.
Number four,
because
yes.
the first is Wrocław.
Right. So at number 4, that's where the storm is.
Yeah, it's the south of Ścinawa.
So they're not going to be flying to that point then, if there's a storm there.
I don't know. Maybe they can try, but it depends on clouds and cumulonimbus clouds.
Yeah.
They are very dangerous. We will see. I think that only Mark is after the point Wińsko.
Right. The second point.
Yeah, after second point.
Right.
I am right.
Yeah. So we think there's a storm there. That's where it looks like. So it looks like all this group, Sebastian Carver and all that group there are heading back. Doesn't it?
Yeah.
They've cancelled that race. So it looks like, all those people are all heading back now. They've turned around. So how would what would be the ruling there? Obviously, safety is first at all points. Would this race be now disqualified? Could somebody still win this?
We'll see. Maybe Mark will end the race.
Let's have a look. I'm gonna. We just go to the full screen. I'm gonna.
You should ask our CEO.
Yeah, I'm gonna go have a look on see if we've got any information coming through on Facebook Live and see if we've got any details there. But it's an interesting one. It's an interesting one for me. If you're a big fan and you're a pilot and you probably know exactly what the rules are, but I'm just wondering how this actually happens now. We've got a message here in Czech. I'm just trying to translate that through. And we've got one here from Carolina. Not quite sure what the message there is, but here's another one from Alexander, our CEO.
Yeah. It's about our quality of stream.
Oh, we can't do much about that then, from here in the studio.
It's better to watch us on YouTube than on Facebook.
Yeah, we're having a bit of trouble with the Facebook, aren't we, right now? Okay, so there's no information there. Let's have a look. I want to check over on the FAI page, see if we've got any information there which we can bring for you. In fact, Michael, if you want to nip out the studio and go and have a walk and see if we can get any information from anybody outside and see what you can find out for us.
Okay.
I mean, I want to find out what's happening with the race. So if you can speak to any of the officials outside of the studio and see if you can find out what's happening, that would be great. So off you go. We'll see if you can find out any information for us.
Yeah, we just got information that one of our gliders will land in terrain.
All right.
Yeah, it's GPS. It's Łukasz Wójcik.
So do you want to go and ask and see if we've got any information about this race, whether we're still racing or not?
Look at the GPS. He's very low.
Yeah, 200 meters.
200 meters. So, as we expected, the weather was tricky.
Yes.
Everyone is coming back, almost everyone. With Mike is better.
Yes. That's better. So
we lost a signal from GPS.
So just give it. Here's what we'll do. We'll just take a little break and we'll come back to the studio. So we'll take a little break right now, and we'll be back in about 1 minute.
Okay.
All right, welcome back to the studio here in Shermanoff. So the race, we've got the storms. We know what it was like this morning. Marek, race director, has joined us in the studio. What's happening, Marek? What's going on outside?
Hi, everybody. Today we have a really tough task.
Yeah.
Big thunderstorm has occurred.
Let's get to the screen, by the way. We get the screen on.
Yes, exactly. It's on the line between Głogów and Leszno. So you can see this line over both of turn points, Ścinawa and Wińsko.
Yes.
And that was something what was afraid. That is why we decided to have a very short task today. In front of this thunderstorm, we expected some convection, so it occurred. But unfortunately, some pilots hit the bad condition.
Yeah.
So they had to outland. Right now we have Łukasz Wójcik on Gulf Papa Sierra, outlanded 17 kilometers from the airfield. Yes, exactly. This is position.
Yes.
He fight till the end, but
he tried, eh?
Yeah.
So we still have a race. Do we?
Yes. We're still on the race. The Sailplane rules says that we will wait until the last pilot will come to the airfield.
Yes.
And the rules of Sailplane are that first pilot has the 10 point.
Yes.
But if only 5 will finish the line, then first pilot will have 5 points.
Yes.
Then 4, 3, 2, 1.
Right.
Okay. So even if 2 pilots will cross the finish line, the task will be completed. So until there are a few gliders, we are still very optimistic.
Good.
A few seconds ago, I heard on the radio that Sebastian Cava says that they are circling right now.
Yeah.
And he expects that maybe it is his final terminal thermal. So maybe we will see the really long final glide.
So Sebastian's not been through the second turn point yet, so he'd have to set off up north.
Yes,
get on the back.
But maybe they found something really strong.
Well, is it 1,300 meters now?
I would like, okay. It's very weak right now. Yeah.
Rate of climb is not much. Yes.
Can we see the position of Stefan Trapp, maybe, or?
Let's have a look.
Yes, 9.
Stefan Trapp, there he is, 1.9.
So he had the good thermal.
Yes.
Dirk Windmüller had 2.3 meters right now, but in fact the gray lines are extrapolations of
where they could be.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. Sierra 2.
Now Mark, he was in the lead. He was he was 8 kilometers.
Mark Leinen. I have to say he made something really amazing. I don't know. Yes, he's on this position. He did really amazing decision on the beginning, on the early beginning.
Yes.
He chose completely another path.
Yes.
As comparing to the others, he chose the northern side of the task.
That's right, he did.
It was very tricky, very hazardous, but maybe he will succeed.
Well, let's zoom out then. Let's see where he is relative to everybody else. Mark, let's just zoom out at the picture and we get an idea of where he is. He's quite low. He's below 400 meters. We can see where he is now. He's past. What's it called again? This one?
Shinava. So but he's very low. I think right now. What his altitude?
380 minus 6.
300 meters.
He needs to find something.
He's in trouble right now. He's in trouble.
Yeah. Well, I know you need to get back, but thanks very much for just clearing up what's going. Can you stay for a few more minutes, or do you have to go?
Well, I'm just looking outside of the window. We have some gliders coming back.
Yeah.
And because Łukasz needs to come back to the airfield.
Yes.
We have to organize the team who will pick him from the airfield, from the
outlandings,
to the trailer. We have special trailers for those gliders.
Right.
Not all gliders has the
same
engines.
size.
Yes, because some of those gliders has the engines.
Right.
Even jet engines.
Yes.
That helps to come back in difficulties, in difficult conditions. When gliders very low, pilot can decide to run engine and to come back. But not all gliders has the support.
So we don't all have of all the 17. We don't all have engines.
No. Only a few.
Right.
Unfortunately, Łukasz has not.
Yeah.
So we manage the team to pick him from the field and safely bring back. And to prepare for tomorrow.
Yeah, good. All right, well, you heard it there from the director of the race, Marek, who's been working every hour of the morning.
It's like my simultaneously. There are some words that you never can say properly.
But we'll let you get back to what you need to do. We'll be back here in the studio in the next couple of minutes. All right, welcome back to the action in the studio. It's a tense moment. This is what we've not seen in the first 2 days. Michael, what's going on?
Oh, we have a thunderstorm, so only one pilot make a third turn point, but he was very low, and we'll see maybe he turn engine and he's coming back.
And you were saying we've got some lightning happening.
Yeah, we have a lot of lightning now. It's 1,000.
This is on your radar.
It's my radar. We have a lot of lightnings.
Yeah.
Close to Ścinawa and Winsko and Lubin. It's very close. But Mark.
Well, it looks like he's found some climb. So maybe he's not using his engine. If we zoom in there on a Sierra 2 on Mark and to see what's going on with him. Yeah, there you go. You see, he's got a rate of climb 1.7. He's circling round, so that suggests he's not using an engine, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's true. 2 meters, very good.
So he could, he's got 41 kilometers to the end of the race. If he's only using his own power, if he's not using an engine, if he's doing what he should be doing here, we could have a winner of the race.
Yeah,
he could have come from nowhere and blown it all out of the water in these tricky conditions. Incredible stuff. Right, well, he's at 570 meters. He's got 64 meters to go, and he's going 113 kilometers an hour. While it's Mark Lennon, I hope I'm getting his name right, in this 105 kilometer race. Time to the next turn is 30 kilometers, and that's the compulsory one that we have right before the end, isn't it?
Yeah.
So here he is, straight attack now. But look at these. He's saying he's got a 1.9 climb. That suggests it might be engine.
Yeah, it's a line, so.
And then 2 meters down.
And a very low speed. Its ground speed is only 85 kilometers.
Yes.
But in that condition with 2 meters up, we'll see.
So I'm just getting the message through that Golf Papa Sierra did do a landing, and the staff are already on the way to pick him up. Now, so there he is. We can see him in the field. Now, the message we got sent through here says it was an emergency landing. Does that mean there was a problem, or does that just mean an outlanding? That terminology, do you know?
Emergency landing? It sounds not so good.
No. I don't know. I don't want to alarm anybody there, but I don't know why we've got that actual word in the message, because the terminology I've heard previously has always been outlanding. Now we've been past this message saying emergency landing, so we don't know what the situation is there, but we'll let you know about that as soon as we have some more details. Just looking out the window now, I can see big rain clouds all over the sky. I think it's tricky now to try and continue competing for these pilots. Let's go in back to Sierra 2 and see where he's at and what's going on. So Sierra 2 making a straight line for it with this continuous climb rate. So that, for me, an untrained eye suggests he's got an engine on there.
I think so. It's an engine.
Okay. And I can't see anybody else heading for the turn points. I think everybody's heading back. That's what it looks like to me. So Sebastian Carver there just continuing to climb and
what he's doing.
And Gintas Zub as well is working on something.
Very high.
So we're just checking the information now.
Oh,
so it's an outlanding, as we thought it was.
It's not emergency; it's outlanding only.
Everybody, calm down and relax. Wojciech, an outlanding, as I thought it was as well, because he just ran out of altitude. Not, as we stated, an emergency landing. So no problem there. He's not. In fact, there outside his studio goes his crew to go and collect him. So yes, just to restate for Golf Papa Sierra, for Łukasz Wojciech, outlanding, not as previously stated, emergency landing. Right, so back to the action. Gintas Zub.
Where is he?
He is in a bit of a climb going on there, just a small 0.3. He's at 1,600 meters. He's high up. He's looking good there. And we've got Sebastian Carver at.
They are in the same place, very close
meters.
to the airfield. It's less than 10 kilometers.
Yeah. Well, they're in the middle of that second and third turn point, so they need to get that second turn point if they're going to continue with the race.
They had to go to the second to Winsko, I think so.
They've not been to that one yet. Which one's that? Is that the second or the third?
It's the first.
This one?
Yes, with number 2 is the first turn point, because the first point is Wrocław, and yeah, they are after the Trebnitz point.
Oh, sorry, I'm looking at... Let's just zoom out a little bit there. I'm not getting the full picture, are we? So the second turn point, let's just zoom out so we can see the third turn point.
They flown through the Trebnitz and they come back to the Wrocław, but with that altitude...
They've not been through this one yet, no?
Yeah.
The top of the screen, they have been through that?
No, not yet.
No, they haven't. So that's no, they have not.
Yeah.
Not yes, they haven't. No, they have not. So there they are. They're right back down, almost where we started from. They haven't been through the second turn point yet.
So almost the all race.
So it's almost like starting again for them.
Yeah.
And 29, two Niner and Oscar Golf. I'm not quite sure. I think the only person who's made it through that second turn point was
Mark.
Sierra 2.
Sierra 2, it's a Mark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's where I think that's where we're at, isn't it? Yeah, looking outside, dark clouds again. Here in this third day, the third task. Big responsibility for the meteorologist this morning. He's got to decide the information he's given out. Of course, like in any air sport, the decision's down to yourself. It's safety first, and that's for yourself, whether you decide to fly or not. You don't rely on other people's information about what you're doing, but he does do the best he can. Oh, a great shot there of Golf Papa Sierra's support team heading out towards him to find him and bring him back. So in the meantime, we're just going to have a little break and try and recap about the information we've got, and we'll be back in the studio in the next few minutes. And a very warm welcome back to the studio. We're here. All the action's all going off. Everything's happening. We've had a couple of people out landing. We've got big storms. I'm joined back in the studio by Arto from the FAI. Welcome back, my friend.
Welcome.
The big story right now is we're looking to find somebody who's still flying, who's still competing, and Oscar Golf still is. He's heading to that second turn point. He's on his own. There's only one person done that, and that was Sierra 2, but we think he's heading back on his engine. So Oscar Golf, he's the one right now who is heading for that second turn point from Germany and Rolf Gertzman. So we're going to keep our eyes on him. He's got a good altitude, nearly 800 meters. And, well, there he goes. He's the current player in the game. But going to find a little bit out now about the FAI involvement in the sport here in the sailplanes and gliders, and talk a bit about how it all fits together with the puzzle. So from my... Welcome back, by the way, Arthur. Welcome back to the studio.
Welcome.
With my experience from parachuting and skydiving, we have the International Parachuting Committee, which is with the FAI. What do you have here in gliders?
Yeah, we have a very similar body, which is called International Gliding Commission (IGC).
Yeah.
This was it was formerly called in French Commission Internationale de Vol à Voile.
Yeah.
And to my knowledge, in the 90s, we turned the name of. It turned its name into English one, and since then we are this is IGC, and this is the body which is a specialized commission within the FAI, which is dealing with gliding, with
right.
sport of gliding. Mainly, it's focusing on sporting issues.
So in all air sports and other sports as well, you can compete, you can have championships, but if you want to find if I'm correct in this, to find your national champions and then go to compete at world championships, that's where the FAI step in. That's where it becomes official.
Yes, actually we always use the name of FAI as the main air sports controlling body.
Right.
So the competitions are sanctioned by FAI, the main organization, but the FAI has its specialized commission, which is doing the technical things in the name of the FAI.
Right.
So, for example, we are maintaining, we are adjusting the regulations. There are every year's meetings of the gliding commission. Actually, I must tell here a few words about what is the commission composed of.
Yeah, we've got time right now with the weather, please.
Yeah, the race is interesting, but yeah, there are not many things going now there, except we see Oscar Golf approaching the second turn point.
Yes.
So the third point of the task.
Yes.
The second turn point. Perhaps he will pin it in a few.
It's getting
seconds.
darker out there.
Yeah,
Looking outside the studio.
Yeah, it's getting darker and darker. We still don't have rain outside, but I expect that it will start raining in a few moments.
Are you a glider pilot yourself as well?
Yes, I'm mainly glider pilot in terms of air sports. I'm also aeroplane pilot, but it's let's say a minor activity. For me, the main activity is gliding, and I'm dedicated glider pilot.
Is that a bit thunder we can hear there?
Yeah, it's still a distant one, but yeah, there was a thunder. Mm-hmm.
So you were going to tell me about the how it all fits together.
Yeah, how it works. Okay, so the International Gliding Commission consists of the delegates from the countries which are members of the FAI and have their interest in gliding.
Right.
So perhaps some people in the country are flying gliders. They have gliding clubs. Perhaps they need the national air sports control. So national aero club,
yes.
Who is governing the gliding in their country, and then they can have a delegate to IGC. I'm one of such delegates. I'm a delegate from Poland to IGC. And within the IGC, there is a bureau, the board of people who are that's 7, I think now.
Right.
There are 7 of them. There is a president, first vice president, and 5 other vice presidents. They form the bureau. Who are also the people of the bureau are also meeting between the plenary meeting of the commission, which takes place only once a year.
And would they do that as a full-time job, or would it be something they're doing in their own time?
No. It's let's say I can't find the right term in English, but anyway, it's not a professional activity. Yeah?
Right.
We are doing it voluntarily.
Okay.
The members of the bureau are, of course, it's much more time-consuming for them than for other delegates, because, as I told, they are meeting at least 2 times a year, sometimes even more frequently.
Right.
And the main, let's say, main tasks or main duties of the IGC are, as I told before, maintaining the rules, setting up the rules and maintaining them, and updating them, adjusting them when there's a need. Usually every year during the meeting we agree on some minor or bigger changes.
Do the competitors get involved in the rules that way, or is it only the delegates?
Actually, those who are responsible for voting are the delegates,
right.
But they are representing their national clubs, their national organizations, glider pilots and competitors among them. Many of the delegates are also more or less active pilots, competition pilots. To name a few, Terry Cabley from Australia, who else? Okay, I can't remember the name. Andras Dzindzsi from Hungary.
Yeah.
He's also an active pilot, also a competition organizer.
Yeah.
So there are at least a few delegates are active competition pilots. Some are former competition pilots. So there's all the time an experience, current experience involved.
Right.
Of course, we also get some feedback from the stewards who we send to the events like the continental or world championships. They write a report after the event. They say what was okay, what was good, what was not, and also give us suggestions sometimes about changing the rules. So the rules are changing every year slightly.
Yes.
We usually the most important changes are those which are increasing the safety of the events, because we learn from every case, every even minor occurrence. We learn a lot, and we adjust the rules to make them safer.
Right.
As an example, I can give you the example of the finish line.
That's been quite relevant this week, hasn't it?
Yeah, here where we have a small amount of gliders, we still have a linear finish line, which is located at the edge, at the outskirts of the airfield.
Yeah.
But in the bigger competitions, conventional competitions, where there are bigger numbers, of competitors, sometimes 150, 3 or 4 classes. It's too dangerous. So we found out that the perfect solution is to make a circular finish line of the 3 kilometers radius. So we have the finish point at the airfield, at the middle of the airfield, or at the let's say beginning of the airfield for the arriving aircraft, and the finish line is actually located 3 kilometers before. So the gliders are crossing the finish line, and then they set up the pilots set up the gliders for the landing configuration, and then can slow down and can prepare for landing. They don't have to fight and land, let's say, concurrently.
Yeah. We got a question come through. I don't know if we can find it now. Let's just see. We want to try and be as interactive as possible with people who are watching. And on the FAI Sailplane Grand Prix page last night, everybody was full of praise, by the way, for the coverage. We're enjoying the show we've been putting on.
I'm sure.
And we got one coming through from one of our viewers, from Alan Lentil, and he was saying Grand Prix was started to try and generate public interest in gliding by having one leg passing overhead the airfield and finishing high enough for all to see, this GP is going back to the old dangerous system of low approaches, and not many people can see at 200 meters above the actual finish line. So he's suggesting that it's a safer and a more public friendly height. Could you understand what he's saying there?
Yeah, of course. It's an interesting point of view. Public has sometimes diverse opinions on what's interesting and what's not.
Yeah, and what's safe and what's not safe.
Of course. It's one of possible ideas to let the gliders fly over the airfield or over the public or close to the public so they can see. But on the other hand, then you will have a very, in my opinion, dangerous situation when at the low altitude gliders are turning, for example, back to land.
For the landing, yes.
For the landing. Of course, you can have a finish line a little higher over the airfield, but on the other hand, you may have the situation when some of the gliders are not able to overfly the airfield past the finish line at the defined altitude, and will have to land straight in from their initial direction.
Right.
And then you will have a situation when you have one glider landing straight in, and the other ones, after completing the task, turning and landing in an opposite direction.
Yeah, which is never a good idea.
Safety is not easy. Usually we learn that some solution which looked great and very, very safe turns to be actually something opposite.
And also as well, in any air sport, as we're all aware, there's been decades and decades of trial and error to find out the safest way of doing things. And so what we're doing now is just not off the cuff. It's come from many years of experience and people finding out the best way to do things.
It's better to adjust the things, than change them rapidly or turn them by 180 degrees.
Yeah. And there's a lot of action going on with the gliders quite close to the ground, isn't there? And they're close to each other. It's not as if they've got their own airspace to play with. There's
of course. When you are low and close to others, it's quite it's at least uncomfortable situation. Must be aware. You must watch out for other gliders which make a threat for you, and the ground which is another threat for you. So between Scylla and Charybdis trapped a little bit, but of course when such a situation happen, you just slow down. You think less about competing, but staying airborne and still be safe.
That's right. You've always got to remember, it's like we have in other air sports as well. No matter if it's competition or a fun day out, always at the top has got to be the safety and the flying of the situation has got to come first. Let's just take a slight break. So welcome back to the studio. The rain has started. We've got the thunder happening outside, and we've still got people in the air. Arthur, what's going on? Where are we at? Is anybody still competing? Is anybody still trying?
Sure, we can see. We can even see that a lot of not a lot, but some few. 7. No, I guess about 6 pilots are still airborne. Some of them quite high. We can see Delta Tango, which is at 1,500 meters. The Windmiller, which is also almost as high. So they are still, and also Sebastian Cava. We can see him here. It's a funny thing that they had to almost return to the airport, the airfield vicinity to stay airborne. in my competition flying, I learned that sometimes advancing is not a good strategy. Sometimes it's a good idea to slow down or even fly a little backwards to stay airborne and find some solution to get through the adverse weather, like we have here. Yeah, we have a thunderstorm passing over the airfield. This is the thing which the pilots, the glider pilots have had to fight with or to cope with some few minutes or some quarter or half an hour ago.
Right. Yeah. So, going back to my first day here, remembering what I was being told, altitude is your energy, the lift is your energy. That's what's more important. That's your power, isn't it? That's everything you want. So, advancing is not always a prime goal. It's keeping your altitude, keeping up. In the air.
The most important thing is a balance. You must balance the altitude, the direction you are advancing. In general, the first thing you have to achieve here is to complete the task. Try to depart correctly, to pass the start line correctly, to pass over the turn points, and complete your flight after passing correctly the finish line, and land safely at the airfield. Right. This is the most important thing. This is do it safely and do it this way I described it.
Yes.
And then you may apply different strategies to achieve this goal. Some are better, some are worse. They depend usually on weather. Actually, today's weather is very demanding. Usually thunderstorms are very tricky to cope with. Yes. As a glider pilot, inside the glider, you still don't have a wider picture what's going on in the atmosphere. You see only what you see outside from the cockpit, and you see only a small, let's say, section of the complete situation.
Right.
And you base your decisions on what you see, and here the experience is a great thing. It's of great importance.
Yes.
Because when you experience a few thunderstorms in flight, you know better how to to deal with this situation. To fly, sometimes it's a good idea to pass underneath. Sometimes it's a good idea to try to circumnavigate the thunderstorm, which is always a time-consuming thing. But so sometimes it's the only way to get to the turn point. The worst thing about the thunderstorms is that they are actually the thunderstorm is a big thermal.
Yes.
It's one big thermal, and this is the thermal which is killing the thermals around.
Right, so it sucks out all the energy from around it.
Exactly.
But you don't want to be in the middle of it, it'll rip your wings off, won't it?
It may. Usually the thunderstorms are the worst, the most destructive inside the clouds, and at the edge of the updraft and downdraft, when you have a border of those two masses, one climbing and one descending rapidly. This could be very dangerous and destructive. Actually, it can destroy a really rigid structures, even of the military jet airplanes. Right. So sometimes there are updrafts and downdrafts of 50 meters per second. 200 kilometers per hour up and 200 kilometers down.
Wow. In
tropical areas. Okay, we don't have tropical area here. But 20 meters per second, which is something like 80 kilometers per hour, may happen. Updraft and then downdraft. So when they are adjacent, you have a very sharp change of the airspeed, not the airspeed, but this very very sharp, very strong turbulence.
What would be the maximum operating altitude? They wouldn't be getting up to 4,000 meters, would they? They wouldn't be playing with that because there's not much oxygen up there, really.
You need oxygen to fly high. But you see, when we are flying cross country, especially in flatland area, not the mountainous one. You usually keep your height or altitude below the cloud bases, the bases of the cumuli cloud.
And they tend to be about 5,000 feet, which is 1,200 meters, 1,300 meters.
It varies. Sometimes you may fly below. You may successfully fly below the cumuli cloud in our climate here in the in middle of Europe. You can even below 1,000 meters or even 800 meters sometimes, because the rule is that when you have lower cloud bases, also the thermals are more frequent. Yeah.
Right.
So there's kind of a proportion between the height of the thermals and the distance between themselves. Yeah. Of course, it's not comfortable because usually you are below 300 meters above the terrain. You must be preparing for landing.
That's right.
You must be either looking for some place to land out if you don't have the engine on board. You must look out for the suitable place, suitable field to land out. So you have only, say, 500 meters of the usable height. You must climb to 800 and then use only 500 meters, and then be in another thermal or look out for the landing spot. So the higher the cloud bases are, the more comfortable they are. You must you have then the longer straight, let's say, straight phases of flight, or straight, you are flying straight for a longer time, and you are, let's say, you are gaining quicker the distance. Yeah.
Let's just go back to the action and see what's going on here with the racing with Oscar Rolf, and it looks like
perhaps the overview would help us.
Yeah, we've got the overview there. We've got also as well Zisław Benarchuk as well heading. So just here we are in the middle of a
group of we can clearly see 3 gliders which are in the range of the OGN stations. Who they are: Zulu Bravo, Papa, and Oscar Golf. They are somewhere in the middle of the second leg of the task. So they were not. They didn't reach the Winsko turn point yet. And we can see that they are flying actually opposite direction. So the situation there still is not promising. Perhaps they can find the let's say trespass for the cloud, for the weather, to the second turn point or the third point of the task.
And the OGN signal, the stations, the broadcast that it goes down to before it comes to us, are they permanent bases or are they put on just for the race?
No, to my knowledge, we use those who are located permanently on the ground in several locations around, so we didn't place any mobile one. Let's say.
All right, so we're just using what you would normally be using anyway for the race here now. All right, let's zoom in a little bit then with Sebastian Carver and Zisław Benarchuk, and also with Oscar Rolf Gertzmann. Let's see what they're doing. So they are heading in the opposite direction, aren't they? They're heading back down towards.
They don't have much altitude.
No, 600 meters.
We must bear in mind that these are altitudes. So to know their current height, we should deduct about 100-150 meters from their current altitude we see
above sea
on the screen. This is the altitude above sea level. And when we're talking about height, we talk about their current height above the ground. So they are not high. 870 meters is like 700 something meters. It's still some altitude. There's still some, let's say, we call it a ability to penetrate. Penetration ability from especially when you have 18-meter glider, which has the L to D ratio like 50-1.
Now look, we've got GOL as well heading in the opposite direction with Golf Oscar Lima with Zulu Bravo there. So in these conditions, I hope they can see each other heading like almost a close pass there, isn't it? Or is he on the ground? Is Golf Oscar Lima actually on the ground?
It's hard to tell because we see 899 meters on the screen, but it's let's say historical information. So we don't have a current. To my knowledge, he has the engine. Is called he has engine on board, so he's able to fly back to the airfield on the engine, and then if he was really low, he could have easily turned on his engine and fly back on the engine.
Right.
So I think, we can see the situation outside. Fortunately, it's only the rain. Yeah, it's not hail.
Yes.
But anyway, we have a let's say moderate shower over the airfield here.
Yes. It's nice to actually bring in a bit of cool air through the studio, which is quite nice.
Yeah, we can feel the chill here, and actually, such a chill is also killing the thermals.
Yeah, it just takes it all the way.
Yeah, it cools down the ground, cools down the air, and for dozens of minutes or even an hour or more.
Yeah.
Even if there's the sun operation behind the thunderstorm, it's completely dead. Yeah, the weather is completely dead for let's say half an hour or an hour even.
We're here in the studio at Shermanov at the third day of the FAI Grand Prix, Sailplane Grand Prix from Wrocław, and Arturo from the FAI is joining us in the studio with me, Regan Tetlow, and we're looking at the action. What turned out we thought was going to be a quick dash around the block, a quick task of 105 meters and 105 kilometers and 200 meters, should I say, has turned into a bit of an endurance with storms and all sorts of things going on. Arturo, it's looking like we could still have Papa, because I still have 2 or 3 people able to complete this race.
Yeah, we can see that there are several gliders still airborne, not very low, so they have still chance to complete the task.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's still possible.
Yeah, just looking at the altitude on the right-hand side there, all those at the bottom, 152, that suggests that's the actual altitude of the airfield. They've landed, they're back here.
Yeah,
and that's
actually, there is a slight difference between the elevation of the airfield,
Yes.
which is 124 meters officially.
Yeah.
This is the elevation of the airfield.
Yes.
Elevation means it's altitude of the airfield comparing to the sea level.
Right.
And the altitudes we see here probably are based on a standard pressure, which is 1013 or
so when the press has changed with the storm, of course.
And and with the change, with the weather it changes. Yeah, we can have a pressure of 1025. We had 1025 millibars or hectopascals yesterday.
Yeah.
So this altitude may vary by a few meters.
So what we've got on the
we
screen, on the
Sierra
screen now,
2.
yeah,
we can see Sierra 2, which is probably landing in Lubin. Lubin is the airfield.
There he is.
It's about 50 kilometers from here. We can see he is approaching
just by the side of that big, looks like a big football stadium.
Yeah, there is a stadium. I'm not sure it's a football stadium, but they are. The Lubin is famous for motorsports.
Okay. I don't think there'll be much motorsport going in there.
It's a football. I think we can see from over it's a football stadium.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, there he goes, landing now just by the side of the runway. Lubin looks like a nice airfield. Some nice airfields around here, isn't
there? Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
Airfields,
they have paved runway there of 1,000 meters something length. So
Excellent.
It's very good.
Yeah, it's a lot. You could do a lot of activity there. It looks like they might have some. Just looking at the aerial view we've got on the GPS there, it looks like on the top of the just moved away from it, but it looks like they've got a bit of a landing circle which they might use for parachuting as well. From I can tell from my historic views there. So the rain comes down and it's Grand Prix sailplane flying. This is air sports. This is what it's all about. And especially in Europe, we can spend a lot of time waiting around, drinking coffee and waiting for the next bit of action. But we've still got 2 or 3 pilots in the sky. There, look at the view, the live view of that rain thundering down against the tarmac and the grass here at Shermanov in this beautiful historic part of Poland. Wrocław, I've been told, is one of the most beautiful cities in Poland. I'll tell you, from this area yourself?
No, I'm not from here. I completely agree with you that Wrocław is one of the most beautiful cities in Poland. not that much renowned like Warsaw or Krakow, but it's absolutely worth to see. It's a big city, hundreds of thousands of inhabitants, a very rich history.
Big university town, isn't it, as well?
Several of them. The technological university, the economical university, the general university.
Yes.
So many high schools, many higher education institutions, but also an old city. Yeah, it is the city of 1,000 years history, as far as I remember, and very rich, as I told, rich history, which is there were for hundreds of years there were Germans here. It was a part of the, let's say, it was under German ruling. We
were talking earlier about there's this animation online you can look at on the internet which shows 1,000 years of Poland and how it's changed. The size has been so big and then small, then big again. Poland's changed a lot in 1,000 years. So, are there many gliding clubs here in Poland around the area? Is there a lot? I mean, I've no idea how many gliding clubs there is.
Okay. You must know that here in Poland, at least in the times of the we call it ancien regime, the communist times, we had aero clubs which were consisting of many sections doing different, performing different activities, different air sports.
Military activities.
No. They were other civilian ones. Of course, they were supported by the money from Ministry of Defense, because many people who wanted to, or who were, let's say, accepted in the air club, were treated like the candidates for the army, for the parachute, for the paratroopers, for the paratrooper units, they were also the kind of initial recruitment for flying school, for military flight schools. So they were civilian organizations, but they were very close ties with the military world, and there were no the clubs dedicated to gliding only. The situation now changes, and in many aero clubs the gliding activity is dying, but there are also emerging the organizations which are completely dedicated to gliding, like for example, the Karkonoskie Stowarzyszenie Szybowcowe, so the let's say gliding association of giant mountains.
Right. Okay, so that will be a separate thing altogether. That will be a separate organization.
Yeah, only for gliding.
Only for gliding.
Here, the Wrocławski Aero Club, or the Aero Club Wrocławski, is the organization where you can fly gliders, can fly the aeroplanes, also do some parachuting, some parachute jumping. So this is the organization which provides many chance for many, or opportunity for many air sports activities.
Well, on the screen we can see some action here. We've got 4 pilots still in the sky, up at roughly 800 meters, down to 500 meters for 2 or 3 of them, just losing some signal there. But Oscar Golf, Würzgertman, the German, at 782 meters, just holding his ground. Game is still on for him.
Yeah, we can see Oscar Golf now heading towards the airfield. We can't exclude that he has, let's say, decided to turn back and cancel his.
It's looking that way, isn't it? Yes.
Perhaps the situation, the weather, perhaps is doesn't give any chance in their view to complete the task, and they think, okay, we are speculating now.
Yes, I mean, it could quite easily be in clear sky there, couldn't he? He could be heading towards this thunderstorm we've got right now. Is this storm that big? Are we covering that area of where he could possibly be? Who knows?
We don't see.
No, we don't see.
We should see we should try to see the satellite image. Then we could say more about it. But I think it's quite. It's probably spread over the area for many kilometers.
Well, Sebastian Kaber, he's definitely heading back this way now, looking at from his cab, heading towards what was the start line. We can see that it's red now because he's behind what it was. So he's heading back. And let's go in the cabin of Thomas Dull, number 4, Delta Tango. Let's see where he is. Let's see his direction of travel. Let's get him on screen there for you. Bear with us a second. There we go. He's almost back here as well. And of course the G Swaff Benenchuk, where he is also. He's just circling around, I believe. Just getting some information.
Yeah, we have information from the competition director that there are several gliders, or at least one glider is flying overhead the airfield. Perhaps, from what we can see on the screen is Tomasz Dul, Delta Tango.
Yeah, currently in overnight after 2 races, after 2 tasks. In 3rd place, Thomas, and in 2nd place, Hermann Luca from Germany, and the overnight leader. Before we started this morning, with the win on the 1st and the 2nd place on the 2nd, Sebastian Carver. So that's where we were, and that's how we stood. Just some noise outside. Engine-powered glider going thundering through the airfield.
Yeah, the thing worth to note is that it's the jet engine-powered glider.
That's a jet one, yes.
Yeah, so when it's approaching, it sounds really like a jet aeroplane.
I wonder what it was. And that's Thomas, isn't it?
No, it's not Thomas. Thomas is flying. That was Papa, that was Sebastian Kawa. We see him on the tracking before the airfield because we have a delay. Yeah.
So I think we've got 2. Just trying to find out. I think we've got 2 gliders with the jet. Sebastian Carver, and one of the Germans has got the jet as well. One of the older Germans I was talking to. I'm not quite sure which one it is, but I'll try and find his name and let you know.
I won't help you. I don't know.
Yes.
But I know that this technology is already available in new gliders as well as as a retrofit to older ones.
All right, so that's that there. And anybody else still at a decent altitude? Only really Rolf Gertzmann on Oscar Golf. Is he heading back this way as well? Is it game over for him too? Let's see if we can find him. Where is he? There he is.
He's flying also towards past the Oborniki turn point. I'm pretty sure he hasn't completed the other 2 turn points, so he has also decided to finish his flight today.
And it is now 17:22 in the afternoon here in Shomanov, so there won't be an opportunity. If it were early enough in the day, would they try and restart if the weather suddenly cleared, or would that not be possible?
No, once the race was started,
yes.
The gliders were on the task. You cannot do it again. Right. So only one race for the day, and the race is considered to be started when you. Oh, what a beautiful sight outside!
That was incredible, quite low as well.
Yeah. Well, so when the gliders are launched and the time is when the competition director declares the time of the opening of the start line, the task is considered or deemed to be open, then you cannot repeat it. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, whatever happens, you can of course stop the task. You say you cancel the day even after opening of the start line because for serious safety reasons.
Yes.
Of course, but you cannot restart it.
Right. So would we consider now, looking at what's happening, that that's the end of today's race? Everybody's heading back this way, is that correct? Let's have one final view before we sign off, just to make sure that nobody else is still competing. It looks like everybody's heading back this way. Oh, we've still got Dirk Windmiller is still somewhere over there. Yeah. So somewhere in the middle of the task. But we can't say. Yeah, there is a clear signal from him. Yes. But we can't tell. Yeah, he's climbing, flying straight. I guess he's flying back on his engine. Yeah. Well, I think what we'll do, we'll sign off for now. If anything suddenly changes and we do find anybody still out there competing, of course we'll come back. But I think on what has been an incredible day of action with storms and rain and blue skies, and then what was, we thought, going to be a short task of 105 kilometers and 200 meters turned into an episode of the elements and everybody heading back home. So from us here in the studio, Artur and me, on this 3rd day of the FAI Sailplane Grand Prix, it's a wrap for today, and we'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning. Good night.
Good night.
pulling away now. This is it. We're into the final few seconds of this race. It has been a sprint, like we said, like Magic said. 100-meter sprint for the final. 2:9:29. Herman Lundner on 164 meters above the ground. 2-9, 29,